Welcome everyone to today's press conferences at the ICC Women's World Cup 2022. We have with us India captain Mithali Raj.
Good afternoon, Mithali. Life coming a full circle for you in New Zealand, first World Cup in 2000 and now over here. According to you, in the last 1 year or so, with such 4 tough opponents, what have been the biggest gains for the team in terms of combination as well as personnel?
I think the talent that we've got in the last year, we've tried some young talent in the squad, and most of them have shown that they have the ability to play at this level, like Richa, Shefali, who made a debut, and so I think we have Meghna Singh in the seamers, Pooja Vastrakar, so they all have given good game time, and those series have really helped them, and me as a captain to sort of find out where they fit in into the composition of the team. And as for my personal, I think I'm happy the way that I've been scoring runs, and I would love to continue the form into the World Cup.
Thanks.
Ananya, please go ahead.
Hi, Mithali. I'm just going to ask you to rewind the clock a little bit and take us back to that 2000 World Cup. I know you fell sick and couldn't play the entire event, but what are your memories of that tournament as a young player? And following on from that, I know things have changed drastically since then, but have you had any conversations with the younger players or those who are playing their first World Cup, about the different things that they could come up against in a tournament of this magnitude?
Well, you're asking me to rewind quite a bit, not a little bit. And I don't remember much, to be very honest, but it was my first World Cup. Clearly, I do remember having the pressures of performing in the World Cup. But as a young kid, you don't carry the baggage which an experienced player carries over the years. And and the young talent in the side today that, I tell them that, you don't have, the experience of the past World Cups. So it's a clean slate for you. All you have to do is enjoy the big stage. So I did have a word with Yastika the other day, took her out for a coffee, and we've spoken quite a bit. Chatty kid, asked me a lot of questions. But the only advice I would tell the young players is that, enjoy the big stage. Because if you pile up pressure, you may not be playing the best that the team and you would want to do in the World Cup.
Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Gomesh and then Niharika.
Hi, Captain Gomesh from India. India has largely retained the core group from the previous edition in 2017, where you reached the final. But a lot has changed since then in the way the game is played for all the teams. How has India, taken some drastic steps in the last 12 months or so to adapt to the same, especially with the way the game is played across the globe?
Can you just be a little more clear, the initial part of your question?
India has retained a core group from the previous edition where we reached the finals. But the game has changed a lot since, and India has consciously seemed to be taking an effort to adapt to the same in the last 18 months or so. Could you speak about the work that has gone behind the scenes?
Well, yes, we do have the core group who's experienced from the last edition of the One Day World Cup. Most of them, even the young players who got into the side in the last couple of series, had the opportunity of playing leagues. So that gives them exposure other than playing the bilateral series. So when you get into a big event like this, you clearly also depend on experience. It's just not about young players. And having both together, I think it's a good mixture, because experience and the younger lot who get in the freshness to the team also have a very different approach. And in the last couple of series, if you've seen in Australia and even in the recently concluded bilateral series with New Zealand, I think the batting department has come good. The bowlers have taken a little bit of time, because it's not easy to find your rhythm immediately when you come out of a long quarantine. And we also didn't have a camp in India because of the rising cases at that point of time. So the series was important, and the series that we played last year was important to find players and work on the things that we would want to work on as a preparation for the World Cup.
Thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mithali. Niharika this side from New Delhi. My question for you is, how do you plan to use the warm-up matches ahead of the World Cup in terms of finalizing your playing composition?
Well, I definitely know the playing composition, or at least the composition that I would feed into the first couple of games, and I would look forward to giving all the co-players the game time, the opportunity of a practice game, and also those players who I think will probably get an opportunity at some point during the World Cup. So it's important to give everybody a go during the practice games.
Thank you and good luck for the tournament.
Thank you.
Okay, Priya and then Vinayak.
Yeah, hi Skipper, Priya Nagi this side. I wanted to know what are your thoughts on ICC's playing conditions with respect to like having, if a team has 9 players, then the game is still on, and also will Deepti carry her vice captaincy role in the World Cup, or Harman or Smriti will either of them will get, and what made you guys choose Deepti for the last 2 games as vice captain?
Well, there are so many questions in one go. Okay. Deepti being picked as vice captain was the choice of the selectors and the BCCI. The squad for the World Cup was already announced, so Harman is the vice captain for the team for the World Cup. And what was the first question that you asked me?
Your thoughts on ICC's playing conditions, like having 9 players?
I think considering the current situation, I wouldn't want to give it that much of a thought, because I would want my full strength, all the playing 11 to play. But if at all, if the situation arises, I think it still gives us an opportunity to get a game. And that is more important, because every team prepared very hard for this event. And the organizers, ICC, all other boards have tried very hard. It was postponed by a year. And, it's important to get the event going. So I think it really makes sense to even have the 9-member playing players like on that particular day if you have any cases in the team.
Thank you and good luck. Can't wait to see you bringing the cup back home.
Thank you.
Good morning, Skipper. Vinayak here from Scroll.in. Best wishes for the tournament. My question to you is, how do you look back on the 5-match ODI series against New Zealand? What are your biggest takeaways in terms of what you learned about the team, and what are the areas that you think need to be worked on before the World Cup? And just how important was it to finish it with a win when you had the best squad to pick from in the final match?
I think it's the win is important for any team who's getting into a big event, because you take a lot of confidence from winning a game. The takeaway definitely is the way the batting unit has turned out in each and every game. As I mentioned before, that the bowling unit took a little time, and the spinners that we bank on as a bowling unit, they do also understand that all these wickets are more batting friendly wickets, so they need to tighten up the line and length. So I'm sure by the end of the series they understood the areas that they need to consistently bowl. I think that has really helped them, and we definitely look forward to putting in more efforts in the fielding department. That is one area that we constantly as a team have been working on.
Okay, Megha and then Rohit, please.
Hello ma'am, Megha here from News9 Live. So India hasn't played Pakistan in a long time now. It's been more than 3 years almost. So what are you expecting of your first game?
Well, I'm expecting a good match for the players, for both the teams, and for people who tune in.
Okay, and another question I had, so we saw, Sabinani Meghna play some good innings in the New Zealand series. So although she's on the standby list, would you look to give her some game time in the World Cup as well?
Well, my first priority will be the 15-member squad that is there for the World Cup, and the co-players or the main players in the side.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rohit.
यस मिताली, क्या मैं हिंदी में पूछ सकता हूँ आपसे?
जी बिल्कुल.
जी, मेरा सवाल आपसे ये था कि हमने 2005 में भी देखा है कि कैसे वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल तक आप लोग पहुंचते हैं, और उससे पहले जो है एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अगेंस्ट सीरीज आती है जिसमें नतीजा उस लिहाज से नहीं आता. फिर हमने 17 भी देखा है जहां पर आप लोग बहुत अच्छा रन रहता है आप लोगों का श्रीलंका में, साउथ अफ्रीका में, और अब ये वाली स्टेज भी हम देख रहे हैं। क्या आप बता सकती हैं कि जब वर्ल्ड कप से पहले आप इन दो तरह के नतीजों को देखती हैं और फाइनल तक ले जाती हैं अपनी टीम को, तो ये किस तरीके का, ये जो जस्ट बिफोर वर्ल्ड कप बायलैटरल्स रहती हैं, ये किस तरीके का इम्पैक्ट छोड़कर जाते हैं, या ये किस तरीके का मोमेंटम देते हैं? आप इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बता सकते हैं?
वेल मोमेंटम इम्पॉर्टेंट होती है इस गेम में, लेकिन वर्ल्ड कप जो है, क्योंकि आपको सारे टीम्स खेलने होते हैं लीग में, फिर नॉकआउट्स होते हैं, तो थोड़ा लंबा टूर्नामेंट है। लंबा टूर्नामेंट में ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है आपका टीम कब पीक होता है। और मैं बायलैटरल सीरीज़ से कॉन्फिडेंस तो हम ले सकते हैं, लेकिन वो बायलैटरल सीरीज़ यूजुअली एक टीम के साथ होती है, पर वर्ल्ड कप में आप हर एक मैच अलग अलग टीम के साथ खेलते हैं, अलग अलग प्लान्स होते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि जो बायलैटरल सीरीज़ का जो भी आपकी प्लानिंग है, और जो भी एज अ यूनिट आप चाहते हैं कि आपकी टीम अच्छा करे वर्ल्ड कप में, उस चीज़ों में हम फोकस करते हैं। रिजल्ट येस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है आपकी सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए, टीम की एक माहौल के लिए, एनवायरनमेंट के लिए, लेकिन जब आप वर्ल्ड कप में जाते हैं वो अलग चीज़ होती है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे आप जानते हैं कि हर एक मैच बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है और हर एक टीम अपने मोमेंटम बनाता है।
थैंक यू, ऑल द बेस्ट आपको।
थैंक यू।